Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Focus AI. So in this tutorial, actually from this tutorial, we will start the k nearest neighbor, which is one of the supervised and specifically used for both classification and regression problems. So before diving into the k nearest neighbors machine learning model, I want you all to let you know like what does actually classification mean from the conceptual point of view as well as using some mathematical notation. So let's start. So any machine learning model needs data set for training, right? So there should be some notation of the data set. So as I have mentioned, this is a supervised learning technique. So it needs both inputs and outputs, right? So from here on, we won't say like input and output. We will say features and labels. Okay. So our data will comprise of two things, feature and label. So mathematically, if you see, our data is denoted with di, which is consisting of xi and yi, where xi belongs to rd and yi belongs to r. Don't be scared if you don't understand anything. I will simplify this within a couple of seconds. So here, when I say di represents the data set. Xi represent a particular feature set and yi represent a particular label corresponding to the feature set xi. Now xi belongs to Rd means xi is a vector of real number of dimension d. Similarly, yi is a scalar of a real number. Now typically yi or the label, it's a scalar value, but sometimes we also represent it as a vector value as well. We will come to this point when we will do hands-on coding. So I think this is clear. If not, then let me clear it by this example. Now, if you have gone through my previous videos, you might have seen this similar data set. So this is the famous IRIS data set, and which is also known as the Hello World problem of classification. Now, as I have mentioned in my earlier videos, these four things are actually my input, which is the feature set, and this target, which is actually the label corresponding to each feature. So this is one of my feature. This second row is another feature. This third row is another feature. Now we can consider a feature or a feature set as a single row. So as I have mentioned, xi belongs to Rd, that is dimension d. Here d equals to 4 because we have four feature columns. Here you can see sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. So that's why the feature set dimension is 4. Now that xi, that subscript I denotes each and every feature set. So for simplicity, you can think I starts from first row, that is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So for x1, it's actually the feature set this one, corresponding to the first row. I have highlighted with yellow. And similarly, the label y1 is 0. Why it is 0? I am telling it right now. Why it is not Setiosa, why it is 0. Anyway, now the second feature set or the second row, which is x subscript 2, which is nothing but the feature set in this particular row. Similarly, y2 is 2. I'm sorry, x2 is not this particular row. It is actually this row. Just for a variation, I just took this row because here the label is different from Setiosa. It is versicolor. So here the label is 2. Now, why this y1 is not Setiosa, not versicolor? Why it is 0 and 2? Now, the thing is that machine learning model is nothing but a mathematical model, and mathematical model cannot understand text data. Now Setiosa, Virginica, versicolor, all these labels or the targets, whatever you can say, are text, but our model cannot understand that. So what we have done, we have done a simple strategy to convert this text target data or label data into numerical data. So here I am denoting 0 as Setiosa, 1 as Virginica, and 2 as versicolor. So obviously there are many techniques by which you can convert any textual value to numbers, but this is one of the simplest form. In coding language, it is called encoding technique, which is called as label encoder. I will come to that part, don't worry. So this is how we have converted our text label data into numerical data. Okay. So I hope now the notation is very clear. Now this whole data set is DI. Each individual row is a feature set like x1, x2, x3 till xi, and each target is a scalar value. Now, if you just think, if we have to convert this whole data set in a matrix format, how it would look? Now, this is what it would look like. Now, I think you have guessed it right. Now, this large matrix here actually denotes all the feature sets, starting from feature 1 to feature I, right? And this column vector, it's actually a vector. Column vector represents all the labels, that is yi's, corresponding to each feature. So this is how our data set will be denoted. The feature set will be a matrix and the label will be a column vector. Now you can just do a simple analogy from the left matrix to the right table. You can get the idea. Okay. So this is how our dataset notation is looks. This is the way we denote our dataset for the training process, for the fitting process to be specific for our model. Now coming to classification. So what is it exactly? Now classification you can simply think as a function. So given a dataset DI, we can simply say that classification model is similar modeling a function. Now what is that function? So the function is something where the magic happens. So this is the actual notation of the function, if you can see. So it's y equals to function of x. So here x is a matrix and that matrix is actually individual four-dimensional vector. Not necessarily four-dimensional in this case, actually d-dimensional vector. Starting from x1, x2 to xi. And this y is nothing but a column vector belonging to each scalar y1, y2 till yi. So that means this f or this function is actually our classification model. What we are giving our input x. Also, we are giving our input y. Now, to be specific, there is a correction. This should be y hat because this is the predicted label we are getting. And here, along with x, we will give the original y, which is actually our label vector. So once this training has been done, we have the model, which is in turn this function f. Now we have a query feature set. Now here xq is not a metric. Whenever I am giving a subscript, it is a vector actually, or might be a scalar. When there is no subscript, it's actually a matrix. So now this xq is a new query vector of four-dimensional in our case. So you can give your own feature vectors as a numerical value. You apply this function and you will get this yq hat, which is nothing but the predicted value. Now, if you have the original yq for this feature vector xq, then you can calculate the loss. Loss means here error. So we won't say error, we will say loss. So the loss is actually, you can think like how much it has been deviated. Now in classification, the concept of loss is different, but in regression, the concept of loss is different. So I will come into that portion, that how loss is measured in both classification and regression. But to be specific, I think you have understood how we can introduce our data set as a matrix notation so that we can give that data matrix into the model for training process, and how classification is actually analogical to a function, a simple function. So in the next video onwards, I will let you know how KNN works, what are the theoretical point of view, and how you can implement it in Python using scikit-learn. So till then, have a nice day or night, whatever it is, and thanks very much. Happy machine learning.